Hi friends, my name is Hannah and you are watching the Wishing Clock channel here on YouTube. Today is a January recap. I am going to be showing you about 50 sales that have sold and made me a profit of $15 or more. So definitely stick around so that you can soak up that information, maybe learn some new brands. January was a slow month, and generally it is usually a little bit slower than December is for me. So I wasn't wholly surprised. But that said, I did end up making a little bit less than $2,000 when everything was taken out, cost of goods and everything like that. And that is definitely a little bit too low for where I want to be. So hopefully it picks up. We're going to start with the two Mercari sales that are worth mentioning, and then we'll jump into eBay and then Poshmark. So the first one is All Saints Aleda. This is a lace blazer, and I did pick this up recently, and it sold fairly quickly for an offer sent to me for $57. The next item is a pair of Abercrombie & Fitch 90s jeans. These were in my most recent ThreadUp haul. This was one of the items that I decided to list. Cost of goods about $6 or $7 per piece, I think. And they sold for $34.63. I believe that was during a price drop. The next item is a J. Jill scarf that I picked up at the bins. This cost next to nothing. Honestly, I think the tag on it weighed more than the actual scarf itself. It wasn't particularly a special material or anything like that, and it still sold for $23 via an offer sent to me. On eBay, I do have the buyer pay shipping. The next item is definitely a Bolo brand, a little bit more of a quiet luxury if you must. It's Tom Brown. This is a men's black loose knit cotton crew sweater. It is semi-sheer, so I kind of had a feeling it'd sell a little bit less than, the traditional sweater, because it takes a particular style for that to be what they want to wear. It sold for $100 via an offer sent to me. Great profit on that item. The next is a vintage piece. This is Sabaku Artwear. This is a wildlife bohemian blouse with this gorgeous wildlife print on both front and a small one on back. Generally, these pieces sell for between $20 and $25, but I think because this was an extra large and it had both the front and the back hit, it sold for $29 plus shipping. The next is a St. John blouse. This is a silk floral tropical print in blue. It was pretty, but I think it wasn't, one of those pieces that's highly sought after in St. John. So it sold for $29 plus shipping, which is still a great deal. I hadn't listed this on eBay for a while, and it had sat on Poshmark for quite a bit. The next item is Anthro 11Cs. This is a wool blend blazer, and it sold for $49.99. I think it was an offer that I sent out. And the buyer paid shipping. This was found at the bins. For some reason, people do not pick up 11Cs at my bins. It's one of my favorite Anthro brands. So I don't know if it's the lack of knowledge by the regulars who go through the first bins or what, but I found that in an older bin. Next is Reed & Barton. This is the Gatehouse flatware set. I found 13 pieces. I believe the forks, I found one extra, so it was 13 instead of 12. 4 place settings, and it sold for $25. I believe these cost me about $3 or $4 at the bins when I picked them up. The next is a Patagonia Better sweater. This is a girl's quarter zip. Comps were a little bit higher than what I got for it. However, I do think that Patagonia, the sweaters have slowed down a little bit. These sold for this sold for $26, which for a girl's sweater instead of a women's sweater, I think it's a great sale. I'm going to take a sip of coffee, and then we will jump in to the Poshmark sales, and there are a lot of them. Okay, so the first one is Smart Wool. This is a brown 250 crew. Men's long sleeve, a size large. It sold for $51 via an offer sent to me. Again, a very recent bins haul that was in. Next is Lululemon Athletica. This is a men's pink acid wash top, and it sold for $24. It was a size extra large. I figured because it was such a pale colorway and then an extra large, you know, pale pink isn't necessarily what the more bulky man usually wears. So it sold for $24 after a couple months. The next is a pair of Arc'teryx Norvin LD shoes. These had some Merrell soles placed into them, which is why I think nobody picked them up at the bins, because they were kind of unsure as to what was going on. I sold them as is with the Merrell soles that somebody had put into them, and they sold for $50. The next is a Patagonia hoodie. This is the Capilene 4 Expedition Weight Half Zip Gray. With these like hoodies that don't have, you know, like the Better Sweater or the more popular ones, definitely having the actual name of the style is important to get it to sell. I was surprised that this sold for $30, but happy all the same. So the next is a pair of men's pants. These are Mugsy, and they are the black travelers in a slim fit with a toggle at the ankle, so you could turn them into a jogger. They sold for $35 via an offer sent to me. Again, a bins find. The next is an older sweater that I had for a while, and it's because it didn't have the fabric tag in it, so I couldn't, you know, say for sure what it was, but it felt like some sort of expensive cashmere wool. The brand is Simon Miller, which I believe is a designer brand, but lesser known, more of a niche deal. So this sweater sold for $27 via an offer sent to me. I think if I had the specific fabric information, I could have gotten closer to $50. I don't know how long it would have sat though. The next is Lululemon. These are black Wonder Under leggings. Black leggings in Lululemon definitely sell better for me than printed leggings, and this was a testament to that. Older style Wonder Under still sells for above $25 for me. And the next is a set of two of Beyond the Bump yoga shorts. This is the maternity version of Beyond Yoga. They sold within a week for an offer sent to me for $42 for both, which is great. So I make, you know, over $15 back on each pair. So fabulous. So, and they're so lightweight too. So that's, you know what, like a couple bucks into 30 something. It's awesome. Cloth and Stone. I was surprised these sold so fast. I don't know if it's because we're in the athletic/athleisure season that happens after, you know, the new year, but these sold for $25 via an offer sent to me. So I made 20 or 18 after the bins cost of goods. The next item is Palm Angels. This would have gotten a lot more, but it did have a couple snags in it, and so it sold for $85 via an offer sent to me. It was able to be authenticated. There's a QR code in Palm Angels clothing. You just scan it and it'll take you to the website and tell you if it's authentic or not. So yeah, and I did screenshot the fact that it was authentic and put that in the listing to kind of put people at ease when looking at the item, because that is a lot for a button-down shirt with a flaw. The next is this Athletic Victory full zip hoodie. I found this black one and a white one as well that I'll talk about later. Sold for $24. Just a great bread and butter flip. Frame jeans. These sold for full price. I made $32 or $30 after the bins fee on a pair of skinny jeans from Frame, which is not... Don't go out and buy all the Frame skinny jeans, because I think that was kind of like a specific buyer wanted it and I had it type of deal. The next is a pair of Lululemon Align joggers. These are in a navy blue. They were a crop style and they sold for $38. Again, a bins find. Those had some pilling and I did clean them up. The next is an adorable Free People chiffon mini dress in a faux wrap. It's a V-neck. Size large. It sold for $23 within a week. I did price it low at $30, and I think that's kind of the route to go at this point with Free People, if it's not, you know, a new or rare or super desirable style. Bowden. This is a tiger print blazer. and it sold within a couple days. Size 14. It sold for $30. Yeah, can't complain about that. Oh, my page just went bye-bye without me. I'm looking at my computer screen. I apologize if that bothers you, but we are low budget around here because we do not make money giving you guys this content. And when I say we, I mean me. So the next is Bull Boxer boots. These are black, chunky leather Chelsea boots, pull-on style. They sold for $22. This is my first time with the brand, and they did all right. So I may pick it up again in the future if I see it. The next is a men's Lululemon. This is the pivot polo, and this might be one of those pieces that kind of leans into the Bolo category just because it is older and harder to come across these days. Size extra large, sold for $38 within a few days. The next is my favorite Victoria's Secret bra to sell because it sells so consistently for me, because they release a lesser amount of this particular style in stores than they do others. And that is the Victoria's Secret Bombshell Plunge. It's going to be the bra that essentially has 2 cup push-ups. So it's got a pad on the side and a pad underneath. And that is the bra that sells the best for me. It sold for $25 via an offer sent to me, and I made $20. The next is an Athleta Breezy V scoop neck blouse, super basic, flowy top, and it sold for $25, full price. So, you know, I do well with that stuff. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. The next is a Miracle Suit swim tank top. Didn't have the bottoms. Size 38 double D. It sold for $26. Then we have this. I love the Brunch a Bunch tops by Free People. This is the Free People Brunch a Bunch floral button down in a cream colorway. Beautiful. It sold for $29 via an offer sent to me, I believe. And the buyer was super happy in their comment after they got it. The next is a pair of packed wide leg pants in black. Basic feel, nothing too exciting about them, but the brand's been doing pretty well for me. Size large, they sold for $22. The next is another Beyond the Bump piece, another pair of leggings that I found at the bins. They sold for $25. We just like that kind of flip. So Levi's 511, these were a men's pair of jeans, and did I get them at the bins or in ThredUp box? I don't remember, but they sold for $21. So there you go. Free People Tied to You tank. This was a Revolve piece. Revolve pieces do sell faster than just regular pieces. Sold for $23. It was a super lightweight tank. I probably only paid 50 cents or less for it at the bins. So great profit on that piece. The next is a Baltic Born maxi dress. This is my first time picking up Glitch. This is my first time picking up Baltic Born, and it did well. It sold within a couple weeks for $30. Would I have liked to get more? Yes, but who can complain? The next is the Floriat Anthro kimono that had like a mixed media patchwork type of vibe going with it. Size large, it sold for $35. I believe it was an offer sent to me. Then we have these Biddy Kai Rand pants. This brand is very unassuming and basic. If you flip the tag up, it'll say Copenhagen on the other side, which was my hint to grab it and throw it into my cart at the bins. It sold for $30 within like a month or so via an offer sent to me. Zara wide leg jeans, which is, you know, my kick in the butt to pick up Zara wide leg jeans because I pass on them even at the bins. New tag. These had a small stain, I believe, but they still sold for $25. So, bad Hannah, get with it. The next is a sack leather crossbody with an embroidered detail and some laser cut styling. This was, again, a bins piece. Shocker. Sold for $24. You know the drill. Made me over $15 in profit. Then we have a We the Free jumpsuit in the Marcy style. This had a couple flaws, but it sold for $26. I believe it was an offer sent to me. It was another ThredUp piece, so what, like $6 or $7 cost of goods. Then we have this Athleta Evolve fleece vest in white, which I think it had some stains, or might have, no, I think it still had a stain and it still sold for $22. So very happy with that. Then we have these express trousers in the editor style, which I believe is a Y2K style. These were new with tags though. They sold for $29. Great profit on an express piece. The only time I pick up express is if it's a new with tag, or the Portofino shirt I tried playing around with, but it doesn't do as well for me, though I know big sellers like Kaylee Elaine say that it does do well. I'm not fully seeing that in my closet, but it could just be me. The next piece is a Lululemon splatter print jacket. These used to be, anything in the splatter print used to be like a huge Bolo. Not as much anymore. I mean, the jacket still sold for $39 and it is older, but it was in excellent condition. And I was hoping to get closer to $50 because it is a rarer print. The next is a pair of Aritzia Wilfred trousers. I picked these up as long as they're a few dollars or less, no matter where I go. These were a bins find. They sold for $29. Then we have a Vince boatneck sweater. This was the moose style from Revolve, which is the only reason I picked it up because it is an older tag. I think it was an older tag. I remember going back and forth on picking it up at the bins because Vince has just gone down in resale value. However, this sold for $28 and it was a Revolve piece. So, I mean, can't argue with it. Here we have Madewell Road Tripper jeans. I still do fairly well with the Road Tripper. I wouldn't pay more than a few dollars for them, but they do okay. These sold for $30. Then we have Mother Looker Frey. These were the ones I found at the bins that had pilling on the outside, but the like interior of the pant and the fabric didn't show any like wear, like it was going to become see-through or anything like that. So I think it was just somebody sat on something and did something. I don't know. But they sold for $45 fairly quickly. So even if they're just slightly flawed, Mother does well. Here is the other Athleta Victory full zip in off-white. This one sold for $36. So, I mean, if you can find white pieces that are in excellent condition, they do great. But normally when I bring home a white piece from the bins, I find a stain like that vest from earlier. Next, we have Lululemon Pace Breaker shorts in men's. These are, again, a splatter print, and they sold for $38. Great profit on those. Then we have Unif, which is kind of a distressed, almost vintagey vibe brand with like a lot of pop culture or, you know, unique artwork on it. This was an astrology skeleton hand that had little astrology and other symbols on each finger bone, and it sold for $34 via an offer sent to me. Then we have these Chaco Peonia clog mule deals. I don't think anybody really knew what to do with them at the bins, which is why they got thrown back, even though they were in such great condition. The tread showed like no signs of wear. So they sold for $75 within a month. Then we have the Good American Kitten Heels. These are a jeweled kickstand slide. They sold for $36. This was part of the Good American stuff that I got from the New Without Tags liquidation. I'd honestly pick up more Good American stuff if they ever do it again, even though it has slowed down a little bit and sold for a little bit less. I got them, what was it, $12 a piece? Something like that. But yeah, they sell well. Keen, these are the Arcata sneakers. This is our last item. They're in a bluestone leather. They're an outdoor shoe, and they sold for $34 in excellent condition, and they were at the bins again. So I don't pick up Keen sandals, but the sneakers. So that is 50 plus items that sold for a profit of $15 or more on all three platforms. Hopefully, when I report back for next month, the profit overall is a little bit better for me and things pick up. But thank you so much for watching and hanging out. If you like this kind of content, hit subscribe. I have a great bins haul here that I will be showing you soon. Let me see if I can grab one of the items that I found because they're so cool. Look at those Betsy Johnson platforms. Are those not amazing? And it's like a plaid print inside the crystal. So definitely come and see what I found. It's a good mix of bread and butter and Bolo. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.